Arctic is well known for their exceptional line of water coolers, but way too often forgotten is the fact that they have a butt-ton of air coolers, the biggest of which is this, the Arctic Freezer 50. This episode is brought to you by CDKeyOffers.com. CDKeyOffers has a wide variety of software or game keys for a fraction of their usual retail price. You can get your usual PC game codes or even library codes for things like Steam, Uplay and Origin. But the most important part for us are the software codes. Here we can get software activation codes for things like MS Office or Windows 10 for a ridiculously cheap price. And right now you can also use the promo code TS20 to get a 20% discount to make the already cheap Windows 10 license even cheaper. If you want to get that nasty activation message away, make sure to head down to the links in the description below and don't forget to use the promo code TS20 for a 20% discount. This is the Arctic Freezer 50 and to the best of my knowledge, this is the biggest and beefiest air cooler that Arctic currently offers in their lineup. So honestly my expectations are like here. But let's first go over the features. The Freezer 50 comes in 3 different variations. A normal standalone version, a version with an included ARGB controller in case your motherboard doesn't provide you one, and a special version for Threadripper. When it comes to size, the cooler measures 166mm in height while being 148mm long and 149.5mm wide. This enormous size results in it hanging on top of the RAM slots, resulting in a maximum module height of 37.5mm. On the supported socket side, the Freezer 50 is compatible with every LGA 1150, 2011-3, 2066 and the newest LGA 1200 socket for Team Intel. For AMD, you can use it on top of the Ryzen AM4 socket. The fans used on the Freezer 50 are not specifically mentioned except for them being P, but from the look and feel and especially fan speed, I can very much assume that these are just Arctic P12s and P14 fans, and they result in 56.3 CFM at 2.2mm of water and 1800 RPM, and the other one in 72.8 CFM at 2.4mm of H2O and 1700 RPM. The Freezer 50 is a dual tower cooler with 6 direct touch heat pipes, with the smaller P12 sitting in the outside of the Freezer 50, while the P14 is positioned inside of the tower, built into this removable bracket which clips in the bottom. Speaking of which, that thing does the RGB. The plastic bracket does not only keep the fan in place, but it simultaneously illuminates the interior of your PC with 2 strips and a glowing Arctic logo. You can control all of this by using the 3-pin RGB header on your motherboard, or if you don't have one, just get the version with the RGB controller. In order to let the fan spin, Arctic made sure to use their PST system to make both fans use only one single 4-pin PWM header. When it comes to the installation process, Arctic includes a whole bunch of installation material as well as a little bag of thermal paste, as there is no pre-applied. The installation process itself is surprisingly easy. Let's just begin with the socket preparation. For LGA 1200 and the 1150 sockets, place the Intel backplate behind the motherboard and keep it in place by screwing in the Intel standoffs without any stripe. On LGA 2066 and 2011, you can just screw in directly the screws with the 2 stripes. On AMD, you have to remove the black retention brackets and then you can screw in the standoffs with only 1 stripe. From here, we can install the Arctic mounting clips by simply placing them on top of the standoffs with that central thread sticking out at the top and screwing them in with the thumb screws. The exact holes through which the standoffs will protrude will depend on your socket. From here we can start installing the cooler. First, remove the central fan by unclipping it in the bottom and pulling it out in the top. Then we will follow Arctic's thermal paste application guide and apply the thermal paste in 4 lines which are going across each heat pipe. And now we can finally place the cooler on top of the CPU, screw it down and reinstall the central bracket by clipping it back in. Okay, so the Freezer 50 does look quite different from the coolers that we had a look at so far. For most tower coolers, mounting the fans usually involves some sort of metal brackets which are keeping everything in place. But in this case, Arctic went with a completely different route by using a ton of plastic. The small fan on the right side is built directly into a plastic frame, which then clips into a hole going from the top fin and coming out in the bottom. The right side of the cooler is also covered in some plastic pieces, which might look unnecessary, but it actually acts as the clip where the right side of the central fan will clip in later on. That being said, Arctic also did something quite interesting to the actual heatsink. Usually heatsinks or their fins are open in every direction, basically like air just go away. But on the Freezer 50, however, it's kind of a guided approach. The front and back side of the heatsink have like a part of their fins bent down, blocking any air from going out that way. Then comes in the plastic, which helps it to guide even more. So in the end, there is no possibility for the air to escape from those sides. Sure, the fans are forcing the air to go from right to left anyway, but I'm sure that with a cooler like a Be Quiet Darkrock Pro 4 and by using a wind camera, you would see some air escaping from the sides. On here, however, it's like forced to be one straight line directing the air from one side to the other side. I don't know if this is a better approach or not, that's hard to say, but we can still test it as a whole on our test bench with our Ryzen 3900X locked at 4.3 GHz and 1.4 watts V-core. Here at 100% fan speed, it managed to keep the 3900X at 78 degrees C, sharing the top spot with the Be Quiet Darkrock Pro 4. So when it comes to max performance, not bad at all. Then we slowly decreased the fan speed, which let the 3900X slowly become harder, which we stopped at 40% fan speed and 89 degrees C. So when looking at the whole spectrum, the Freezer 50 was on par with the Darkrock Pro 4 most of the time, but then could keep up going a bit longer due to their much higher fan speeds that the P fans are starting off with. That being said, it is just as important to take the noise into consideration. Let's normalize the temps by decibel. Here the picture changes quite dramatically, with the Freezer 50 starting off significantly louder than the Darkrock Pro 4 and just slowly catching up, though never reaching the unhearable area which the Darkrock Pro already reaches below 70% PDM. So considering the noise, the Freezer 50 is still a very good cooler when looking at all of our other benchmarks. It is just no competition to the noise that the Be Quiet was able to achieve. Here's some sound comparisons. Okay, so what was good, what was bad? Cooling performance is very much alright. Noise is okay for the price point, but we will get to that later. But what I want to talk about is build quality. I'm not saying that the cooler is overall cheap. Once it's installed, it's fine. It is that whole plastic that makes it just... Here we just have a ton of plastic that holds onto the cooler by using plastic clips, and when we have a central piece made out of plastic, being kept in place by plastic clips, holding on to even more plastic. And installing this kind of reminds me of the plastic clips that are on the inside of a car door panel. And I guess everybody who knows what I'm talking about can agree that that is not the best approach. And the part where you will probably notice it the most is when you remove the central piece the first time. The inside of the left tower heatsink is cut in a way so that you have like ton of a mini like teeth, and even if you do everything to get it out as straight as possible, removing it sounds like this. And that's just something that I'm not very much okay with. It just sounds horrible, and even worse when you put it back in. Not only does this make like a horrible sound, but you also have that clip that in the bottom, and you don't know when it actually clipped in, especially when it's already built into a case and all. It's just not a very pleasant experience. But that's not all. Maybe because of the plastic, and I'm saying maybe, I sometimes get a rattling noise going on, which for some reason disappears when I press the whole thing together again, and that's just not the best issue to have once the case is closed. And I said maybe because one of my fins is loose on the top of my cooler, which may also be the cause for this issue. And yeah, I can press it back in, but after a while it just vibrates back out again, and that's just a quality issue all in all. I must say I am absolutely not a fan of all of that plastic they use in here. It feels cheap, it makes the installation process acoustically painful, and it generally does not provide me with the confident feeling that I was hoping for with a cooler that size. And looking at every other cooler that I used so far, I can absolutely say that I prefer the fan clips. It's just a plain better approach from both an installation point and a reparation point, because guess what? If this thing breaks off, you can get a complete new cooler, or at least a new central unit, whereas this clip costs like 3 cents. That being said, the Freezer 50 has a really big, or small, positive aspect: the price. The Freezer 50 can be bought for around 45 euros or $54 in the US, whereas something comparable like a Dr. Pro 4 is going for 75 euros or $85. And here we are looking at around 40% price decrease. So all in all, this makes it again a pretty good cooler. It looks alright, or at least beefy. The RGB is okay, not too much. The performance is very good, and the noise is acceptable for the price point. And I'm just not a big fan of the whole plastic thing, but I do believe that the plastic is something that I could live with very well. Although I really hope that they one day just release a cooler this size with one P12 and 2 P14s, and then just strapped with clips to the heatsink, and I will be fine. Okay, so this was my take on the Arctic Freezer 50. At this point I would like to thank Arctic for sending it over, and of course I will leave all the manufacturing and affiliate links down in the description below. And if you don't know what to watch next, have a look at Arctic Freezer 360 ARGB, an amazing water cooler. Anyway, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.